path of enlightenment and humanity. Sir, please. May I request all the head of the departments to please join the delegates in the lamp lighting event. May I now take the privilege of requesting Professor V.K. Vendra, Director TIT&S to felicitate our Chief Guest, Shri Ashok Malhotra, with bouquet and Samman Patrika. So please. Can I have a big round of applause?
इधर से आके लो ना
I request Dr. Ashwini Goyal, Head, Department of Textile Technology, to felicitate Professor Dr. Alexander Buskin with a bouquet and Samman Patrika. May I now request Dr. Amit Madhu, Head, Department of Textile Chemistry, to felicitate Professor Rajesh Mishra with a bouquet and Samman Patrika, please come. I request Dr. Amandeep, Head of Department Fashion and Apparel Engineering, to felicitate Dr. Josh Gautis. May I now request Dr. Jyoti Chaudhary, Head, Computers Department, to present bouquet and Samman Patika to Professor Dr. Monica Egan-Stenser. I request Dr. Mukesh, Head of Department Electronics, to present bouquet to Professor V.K. Bendra. A big round of applause. May I now request Dr. Monica, Head of Department MBA, to present bouquet and Samman Patika to Dr. Javed. I request Dr. Amit Manocha, Head of Department Applied Sciences, to present bouquet and Samman Patika to Professor Dr. Bastian Quettelbaum. May I now request Mr. Kamal Sardana to present bouquet and Samman Patika to Dr. Soumya Chaudhary. I request Dr. Nanda to present bouquet and Samman Patika to Mr. Dushyant Dubey. I request Mr. Satish Khatak to present bouquet and Samman Patika to Dr. Prabjot Singh. Big round of applause. So I once again extend a very warm welcome to all present, and I hope that today's celebrations would be a very lucrative and a learning experience for all of us. So on this note, may I take the privilege of introducing the chief guest of the day, Mr. Ashok Kumar Malhotra. So I very proudly present to you our very own alumnus. Sir is BTech from our institute. So sir did BTech in textile technology from 1988 to 1992 from TIT&S Bhiwani. He did his postgraduate diploma in computer applications from Kurukshetra University and Master of Finance and Control, Accounting and Business Management from Punjab University, Chandigarh. And he has also done his MTech in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science from SRM Institute of Science and Technology. If we talk about the current profile of Mr. Malhotra, so he is serving as the mission director in Ministry of Textiles as of now, and he has got many feathers to his crown. So Mr. Malhotra at present is mission director of the National Technical Textile Mission India with a vision to position India as a global leader in manufacturing of technical textiles. Mr. Malhotra holds multiple advanced degrees including MTech, postgraduate diploma, all from premier Indian institutions. He has served in various leadership roles both in India and internationally, contributing significantly to prominent organizations such as Reliance Industries, SRF Limited, and Universal Textiles. His expertise spans policy formulation, product development, and project execution in esteemed textile companies. Mr. Malhotra is recognized for his ability to build high-performing teams, driving cultural transformation to enhance transparency and efficiency. His visionary leadership in new product development and innovation has been a cornerstone of his career. A strong advocate of sustainability and recycling, Mr. Malhotra integrates principles of the circular economy into his work. He is also a proponent of Industry 4.0 and leverages his more than 53 years of experience in the textile industry. His expertise includes the manufacturing of man-made fibers such as nylon, polyester, and polypropylene, as well as overseeing value chains in the production of terry towels, technical textiles, suiting, shirting, and upholstery fabrics. Before joining NTTM, Mr. Malhotra led the transformation of several organizations through optimization, data analysis, and data-driven decision-making. He is a lifetime member of the Institute of Corporate Affairs and has published numerous articles in national and international publications. Recently, he was featured as an agent of change in Manufacturing Today, India. Mr. Malhotra firmly believes in root cause elimination and problem solving, with data analysis and pattern recognition being among his key strengths. Expertise in polyester, nylon, technical textiles, and dope dyeing products. He has also worked internationally as collaborative leader and industry innovator. Let's connect with Mr. Malhotra today for some meaningful dialogue, and we hope that it is going to be a good learning experience listening to our super senior. So without much delay, may I now hand over the dice to Malhotra sir.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. So, good morning to Professor Vera, my overseas friends, because I don't know the name of all of them, so I'm addressing you as my overseas friends. With a big thanks to come to my old college, where I belong to. Really, it's an emotional moment for me to stand before you. That 33 years before I was also sitting in this auditorium. And the last one I still remember, on this dais, we performed a skit. So it's a proud moment for some alumni to come to the college. Thanks to Professor Vera for this. So I'll first just talk general and then I'll introduce you to what Government of India is doing today to take the textile and technical textile beyond what it is being seen as it is. First, I'll just touch upon some of the things what I like to share with you people. Some of the guidelines or some of the route map which I followed in my life, and I say maybe you can take away something from them. One thing I always felt, that learning never stops till the last day of your life. With this motive, I have been always learning. Then you have to make your profession and passion as one. Once it becomes one, then you start moving in the direction what you want. I have recognized long back that okay, I want data science, data analysis, stat. That was my key strength when I was in the college here also, after that also. So wherever I go, I try to keep that thing and use that thing for my decision making so that I cannot go wrong. Data exists in everybody's life. Even you take a small data, what was your blood pressure today, tomorrow, and you make it a 10 day, 20 days data, you will find a pattern in that. Which way it is going. Some day it will not be same every day. Some day it will be going up, some day it is coming down. So you find from that data, you analyze it, find a pattern and act upon it. Not only this one, everywhere. Even if you ask that at what time you are reaching the college. I'm just giving from student perspective. You take at what time you are reaching the college. Make a data out of this. If you check 30, 40 days, you will find that most of the time I am reaching this way, this is the pattern. These are the delays. If I block this delay, then I become a punctual student. These are very simple examples I was trying to give you, that data exists in the life. Only thing is you have to collect and make use of it. Everywhere is there. Only thing is you have to eliminate the variation from the data. That is the only task. If you do, you are successful in life. Variation in your exercise routine, variation in your eating routine, variation in your study routine. If you are every day studying 4 hours, let's say you have made a routine that 4 hours I will be studying. Out of this 1 hour I will be giving for my progress for future. You will be a successful person. But one day you read for 16 hours, 12 hours, whole night you have been studying because tomorrow is exam. I can assure you nothing will happen. I always tell my children also same thing, that study small but study every day. Make it a routine and don't allow this routine to fail until and unless some exigency comes. That always happens. So this will help you. Now I will introduce you some of the things, because the thing is India has been a leader of textiles earlier in the past. But the gone are the days now. Textile has taken a new shape now. Textile has gone beyond what you wear. Earlier, textile means I am wearing a cloth, this is textile. Everybody, at present also, most of the people understand textile means what I am wearing. But if you really see, the textile has gone much beyond that one. There are 12 segments which has been identified, which classify as a functional textile. We call them technical textiles. They are the textiles which are used for functional uses. Medical textiles, agro textiles, Indotech, sport tech, cloth tech, home tech. There are a lot of 12 segments identified in the under various categories where this textile become functional. It's still the fabric, is still maybe weaving, knitting, non-woven. Same thing is being done, but it's no more textile, which is the normal textile. It has become a functional textile. Either it has a high strength or it has a low weight. It has a functionality. Aerospace. You take anything, anywhere you talk, car, carbon fiber, they are all part of technical textiles. So I'll suggest all of you, take one segment and progress in that one as a technical textile. Go to that. And now I will introduce you to what Government of India is doing to bring technical textile in India. India is still in the infancy stage for technical textiles. We are not progressed. We are not very far that we have developed the technical textile. We are in the infancy stage. Still technical textile is a child for India. Though we are the 5th producer of technical textile in the world, but looking into the population and other things, our consumption of technical textile and our production of technical textile is nowhere mapped in the world map. So we have to now work how we can bring technical textile to the platform. Or in our mission and TTM, the vision is we want to project India as a global producer of technical textile. Not for India, we will be exporting for the world, other countries also. These are the, let me take it. Just for sharing with you people that where is our market and how we are. We are the fifth largest, as I told you, technical textile consumer and producer in India, but that fifth don't satisfy us. We can be a global leader based on the population. We are leader in the population, why not in the technical textile? So total Indian technical textile market in 24, it was $26 billion. And technical textile export was 2.6 billion. Now you can well imagine, we have a market of 26 billion and 2.6 billion only export. We have huge potential in this one. Then there is penetration in the world market, only 10%. Though we are the largest user of the technical textile, but our penetration is very, very low. 10% is nothing. 10% of growth rate in last 5 years, which has shown that India has a potential, and now we are moving in that direction. Specifically after COVID, we learned how to produce technical textiles. Many things, specifically Mal was produced by India for the world as well as for self-use. There this penetration came, where we have gone to the 10% penetration. Otherwise, we were nowhere already before that. Technical textile export growth 8% year on year is happening. Elsewhere in the world is only 3 to 5%. We are at 8%. So it's a promise for promising field for all the people who are coming offshore to invest in India and make India as a global hub for producing technical textiles. Just give you a glimpse of this. What was in 2013-14? What happened in 2021 and 23-24? Where we are? Just a figure comparison. If you see, normal textile has gone down. We were 37 billion. Is there pointer in this? We were 37 billion, gone to 31 billion, then gone to 36 billion. Almost stagnant for 10 years. We could not see T&A means textile and apparel. Normal textile what we are wearing. So you see that in India, last 10 years there is no progress in normal apparel. This is almost same, 37 billion, 36 billion, in between it has come down. But if you see the technical textile up, it was 1.5 billion, which has reached to 2.6 billion, almost double. So this shows India has a potential and India is going, but the pace is very slow. Import, we were importing 1.5 billion worth, today is 2.1 billion. But if you see textile and apparel, 5.3 has become 8.9. This shows that textile apparel consumption in India is increasing, whereby we started importing more and more textile, specifically from Bangladesh, China, because of some various reasons. But technical textile, on the other hand, it has not gone up that way, 1.5 to 2.1. But the consumption is increasing like normal textiles also. That means this figure shows that we started producing our own technical textiles in various areas. That's why we are not importing, we are producing our own. This import, what you are seeing an increase, is basically aerodynamic, aerospace use, atomic research use. These uses still getting imported. Other things we are trying to make of our own. So there are various schemes by the government for promoting the textiles in India. I will come to the technical textile later on. One of the scheme is National Technical Textile Mission, which I am heading. Second is PM Mitra scheme. Third is PLI scheme for textile, 10 crore rupees, 10,000 crore rupees has been kept aside for investing in India in various textile fields by the government. This is for the bigger project. Only clause here is you have to spend minimum 100 crore factory. Earlier used to be 300 crore, which was reduced to 100 crore. If anybody wants to invest 100 crore in India, he will get a PLI. Out of this 10,000 crore, we are so far able to distribute around 4,000 crore out of this 10,000 crore. Then PM Mitra scheme, we are making PM parks, PM Mitra parks in various states, whereby you can set up your own technical textile or other units or do a startup kind of thing. And the third one is, of course, National Technical Textile Mission, which is having outlay of 1480 crore. So how we are going to spend this 1480 crore? I just want to tell you what is the vision of the government. See, any field, we say that let's make technical textile. It will not happen like that. First of all, we need the skill for that. Skill at what level? We need workmen also who knows technical textile. We want supervisor, engineers who know technical textiles. And we want an investor who will invest for building the technical textile industry in India. So for that one, total investment is 1480 crore. 1,000 crore has been exclusively kept for research and innovation. Research and innovation means any institute, IITs, even TIT, you do a research in technical textile field, you will be provided the fund. I'll come to the detail of this scheme. Then, second, around 500 crore we have kept it for education, training, skills and machine manpower. Then the third thing comes, we have developed the people knowing the technical textile, we have done the research. Then there should be machines also. Why we should be dependent on other countries to get the machines from them? So there should be some fund outlay which will be only for machine development. Somebody can develop the machine so that we can use it in India. That which is happening already in India. So these are the guidelines. We have components, 6 components. I will give you what is more interesting to you people is the starter. With Professor Vera on this seat, I think now I can tell you for the NTTM textile graduates, whosoever is graduating from here, please go for a startup. In simple word, I am telling you how the startup happens. Government of India will give you 50 lakh rupees to start. You have to spend only 5 lakh rupees from your own pocket. So anybody who is ready to spend 5 lakh, 50 lakh, 45 lakh will be given by India, total fund become 50 lakh, and we connect you with some incubation center where you will be doing what you want to do. You will be starting doing the project, making this machine, manpower, everything will be sponsored, and this 45 lakhs which is given by Government of India is not returnable. It's given to you forever. Now comes that people say that what can I do with 50 lakh rupees? My simple answer for these people is that 50 lakh rupees, if you are ready to spend and you fail, God forbid you fail, by selling the scrap which you will purchase in 50 lakh rupees, you will get your 5 lakh back. You are not losing anything. At least you have given a big trial to boost the Indian economy and try to become an entrepreneur. So this is the vision behind that. That's why we are giving this 50 lakh rupees. Only qualification for becoming this, for getting this 50 lakh is you should be 21 years of age and a graduate. So please come forward, do startups, and it's expected that young people who are graduating from the college has the potential to do these kind of stuff. They can come forward. They have the knowledge. Many students who do their MTech project or PhD project, they become as a startup. We will make you happen. We will make you to stand somewhere. You have made it. And let me tell you this cost of incubation center, where you are doing the testing of your project and you are developing the project process, all will be borne by the government of India. You need not to give anything from this 50 lakh rupees. This will be given separately by the government to them. That is 10% of the cost of the total project, which is maximum 5 lakh rupees is given to them. This is already covered up. Second thing is make in India machines. Somebody want to make it. I will like to share some of the success stories where people are making the machines. People are developing air-jet loom in India. Air-jet loom have been being imported since ages here, and we are getting a loom around 1.75 crore, which is the cost and installation of the loom, which is coming from foreign countries. After this development, once this machine is over, which will happen in next 6 months, this machine will cost only 25 lakh rupees. Same machine, same control, same speed, everything same. Only we are paying to the foreign countries for the steel and the frames. All this control will be developed and this machine will be available for use in India. So if you want to do a startup, you think of Make in India machine also available for you. CMTI is doing this machine development. So these are the criteria. Anybody interested, you can take this presentation. It will remain here. Even if after that I go, you can go through this presentation. If anybody having a doubt, I leave my number also. Please call me, or do visit Udyog Bhavan, where I will guide you, handhold you, tell you what to do. There are many TIT&S which are in touch with me who want to do startup, and they are coming there. They are asking me the questions. I am clarifying the doubt, and they are starting that. Similarly, we have education guidelines where we educate the people. We give the grant to the various institutes so that they can uplift their people. They have to introduce the courses in their college. Based on that college, they need a lab also. For that lab infrastructure, we give money. So I just give you some example. Civil engineer used to be only civil engineer, he will do in the. After coming of this NTDM, what happened now? Civil engineer is a geotextile engineer also. So they have introduced 2 courses of geotextile, the civil engineering course. With that introduction, what has happened? The civil engineer has become a civil engineer plus a geotextile engineer. When he comes out, he need not to go to only into the construction business. He has lot of other areas of expertise where he can go. Similarly, a textile engineer can read the agriculture engineering. Only introduction of the 2 papers, 2 subjects. Then he will be knowing how to increase the yield by using the agro-textiles. We have set up a demo center in Navsari. It's a big demo center where we are showing side by side. This side is the simple crop. This side we have used a certain kind of agro-textiles and we are showing the yield. Proudly saying there is a double increase in the yield which is being grown under the controlled condition of agro-textiles. So then now the question comes, somebody has done a research. He will say, sir, I have done the research, I know that. Somebody will copy me, I will just float a product and tomorrow somebody will copy me, then how I will be able to sell in the market. So we are protecting them through patent right, IPR, intellectual property right. The person who will be investing, who will be doing the thing, who will be doing the research, based on the kind of research and the effort put, we are protecting him for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Nobody can copy his technology, nobody copy his research. He is owner of his research and he will be granted a IPR. And let me share with you, the patent office, controller of patent is also a TIT&S. So you can get a patent easily. He is from, I think, 98 batch. Okay, yes, come here. Okay, for the benefit of them. So you know that how much access you people have. You do a research, you want to do the patent, you go to the patent office, again TIT&S is sitting. You want to do the startup, come to Udyog Bhavan, again I am sitting there. You want to do another, there are lot of TITs who are holding the key position, who can handhold you. They can get you patent, they can get you license, they can get you startup, everywhere TIT, that is your strength, please use it. So just to give you a outlook, how the mission has succeeded so far. So far we have been able to sanction 168 research projects. This project will be gradually being done on the lab scale, then prototype, and then it will be commercialized. Total outlay 509 crore we have spent out of 1000 crore. Machine manufacturing also going on. There are 13 maybe written here, 17 startup is already under the progress. 17 people have come forward who have taken the 50 lakh and doing the startup. And we are not stopping at startup only. Somebody successful in the startup, he goes to the next level of ELA scheme, where 10,000 crore is lying, he can increase his outlay. If he feels that I am going good, I am earning the profit, he can go to the next level. Then agencies empowerment, where we are doing the internship of the program. When you people are going for the internship, we are sponsoring 20,000 per student per month. If you are going for 2 months, 40,000 NTTM is giving to the student directly that you get this money and you do in any technical textile, any internship program. You are eligible to apply, only thing is 5,000 rupees you have to spend from your own pocket. 20 we will give you, 40 we will give you, 5,000 is spent from your own pocket. If that industry where you are doing the internship, they are ready to pay for you 5,000, that's also okay, but you will get your 40,000. So don't do any internship without getting the money. If industry gives you, well and good. They don't give you, apply to entity. So these are the project outlays, how we are running. Just to tell you that 32 projects in various categories which I was talking about, that we have 12 categories under which how many projects are going on at present. The major project, I'll just anybody interested read it, I'll tell you. One of the project which is the cornerstone of this mission is that we need to make carbon fiber in India. So you may be asking, why sir, carbon fiber we can make in India, what's the big deal in that one? The big deal is, whenever you are getting the machine for carbon fiber manufacturing in India from outside, there is a clause in the machine, you cannot use this machine or any product coming out of this machine which can go for aerospace or atomic use. So with that clause, whatever carbon fiber we will make in India, that cannot be used aerospace and atomic. So what we need, India has to be self-dependent. So for that one, we are doing a separate project with National Aeronautical Lab. I am doing 11 projects of carbon fiber today. With some failures inbuilt into it, I know that all will not be successful, but I can tell you, if one is successful out of that, India will be the country who will be producing its own carbon fiber for aerospace and atomic use. There is no restriction on that. And we have progressed. Progress is quite promising. I can say 35% of the work has been done, whereby that carbon fiber is made. First we make the precursor, second we do the carbonization. They are the two major steps. Precursor has been made and it has been compared to international standard. Our precursor was much better in properties as compared to the international imported precursor. The next level now, carbonization is being done at 2-3 different labs. Parallelly in Bangalore, we are developing that kind of facility where we will be doing the carbonization and stretching facilities of over on. Once it's through, then carbon fiber in India can be easily go through. We can do that. Similarly, the second important project is hydrogen cylinder. Everybody knows very soon India will be on hydrogen cars. So we need something lightweight, high pressure, self-sustaining cylinder which can carry the hydrogen in that car. So what we are doing at IIT Bombay is being done. That person is developing an hydrogen cylinder made out of technical textiles, and it can sustain at a very, very high pressure. That cylinder at present, first he developed 1 kg cylinder, 2 kg cylinder, 5 kg also he has finished it. Only thing I talked to him few weeks back. Only thing challenge coming to him, every time he makes the cylinder, he carried to Germany. There they tested for the pressure and they sent it back, okay, it's okay. He says, sir, 3 times I have gone and I am spending a lot of money out of that. So with this perspective, we have approached TMO, and I am proudly saying now, a machines for full testing of hydrogen cylinder A to Z has been already sanctioned by BMO. Very soon in India we'll have a facility where hydrogen cylinder can be tested end to end of our own. So that will be done. Another project. India is the biggest importer of aeroplanes. Everybody knows we have lot of planes being imported by Tata, Indigo, other airlines. Aircraft carries upholstery fabric, curtains. You know, every time our aircraft goes to Boeing to replace this upholstery and the curtains. Why? Why can't we make this fabric in India and immediately start using in aircraft, which is a very, very big industry? You know what's the question? It's not manufacturing. Manufacturing know-how is possible. It was testing and certification of that fabric, which is to be used in aircraft, was not being certified by Boeing. They have put some international agencies, only they can do that. What we did, we call all the stakeholders, we involve DGCA, aviation industry. Why I am telling you, these are some of the stories which will boost your morale. So DGCA, aviation industry, and the people who are involved into and there are some retired people we call from the airlines. Yeah, what is needed? Why we cannot get aircraft fabric from India? They say, sir, you want to start the testing facility for that. And then we have to give credit to an agency who can give the certification for that fabric, because the aircraft fabric is highly fire retardant. That's the property which is being used. So based on that, we have cleared the project whereby BITRA in Mumbai will be developing full testing facility of aircraft fabric or any fire retardant fabric which can be utilized, and Boeing agreed in writing with us that once the certification is done by BITRA, it will be eligible as good as international certification, and this fabric can be used without sending the plane to outside India. So we will be having, now the question is still the main thing. Fabric has to be made somewhere. We have done the testing facility. Still we are waiting for an investment of about 500 to 700 crore, who will be making this fabric, giving to BITRA for testing and using it. This is another project. Similarly, I already told you, agro textiles we have made in Navsari. What we did across India, we have set up different kind of excellence center of excellence. Like South Indian Technical Textile Research Association do all kind of medical testing facilities in Coimbatore. PSC College of Textile do Indutech. Sasmira in Mumbai do everything for agro textiles. BITRA at present is doing everything for geotextiles. Atira is doing for hydrogen cylinders. IIT Mumbai is another facility which is coming. NITRA, which is in Ghaziabad, they are doing all kind of testing facility of this fire retardancy of the fabric. Sportech, Protech, all things they are doing. So with all these things, what we are trying to do, we are setting up an ecosystem which will take care of how to test if somebody want to do, because you will not spend to the machines immediately. You will produce something and you will test it at their end. Once you are through, then you can make up the industry. So this is all what we are doing as Government of India. after that now, there has to be knowledge sharing also. Everybody agree with me? Sharing is caring. And if you don't share the knowledge, only you read in the classroom, your knowledge is very limited. You don't know what is happening elsewhere in the world. You have to upgrade your knowledge, like doctors do. Every third day the salt is changing. I like to share one speech from the director of medical college where my daughter was studying. What he told, when he studied 30 years back, at that time, the syllabus of the first year of medical college, was undergoing a change after every 12 years. By the time he became the director of the college, the syllabus was changing every 1 year. My daughter was in that time first year. He told by that time, your daughter will graduate from here. The syllabus of medical college will undergo a change within 5 years. That means when she reaches in the final year, there is no use what she studied in the first year. That's the fast changing field. So this is not happening in medical field. It was happening earlier, but now in technical textiles everywhere. Knowledge is coming from anywhere. Lot of development is happening in that across the world. And we should know that. For that one, what NTTM is doing, we are conducting conferences. We are sponsoring and conducting the conferences where we call our friends from offshore, Indian researchers, whosoever done the research. They present their research, what they did. And they are open for the question. By listening to them, you learn how to progress in the research. What can we think of? There is no limit of thinking. Any idea can be great. Don't think that research has to be first thought of. Okay, I'll do like this, do like this, do like this. It's not like that. Anything comes to your mind is becoming research once you start putting into pen and paper. So there are various conferences which we have conducted. Then everything is okay, but the thing is, there is always a danger of import. People will be importing from outside. How I can stop them? So we work on the standards and QCOs. Quality orders. We pass that HSN code. We see these are the harmonized codes by which people are importing the things. We put a restriction, put a ban on the items which can be produced in India, so that you are well protected. If you are doing a startup of your own, Vera sir, I already told you, I again repeat you, there is no center of excellence in India which is composite, and our Vera sir is master of composites. So maybe from now onward start thinking, why not TIT is a center of excellence for composites. We will work in this direction, sir. I think we will take it forward. Gradually we will come up, because there has to be a center of excellence for composite. At present there is nothing. And being the top level here, you can easily get through it. He can lead that thing. And then what we do, like you have made a fire retardant fabric also. We start talking to the other ministries. Why don't make you mandate that this fabric is to be used in railways, this fabric is used to be in this kind of mandation also we are bringing through different ministries. Like now aviation ministry, as soon as the fabric of aircraft will be produced in India, aviation ministry will pass a law. Fabric cannot be imported, aircraft fabric cannot be imported from outside India. So that will become a mandation and people will start using it. Similarly, medical textile, if something good is developed, we will make it health ministry to tell, okay, no more import of this fabric. I am sharing with you diapers and sanitary napkins. 3 years before, India was importing, and today India is exporting these two products, and we are self-sufficient. Import has been banned completely on this. So this is all. I am open for any kind of question. Please don't think that your question will be not carrying the value, or you hesitate. I can ask this question. Nobody will think anything. Please ask the question. Whatever is coming to your mind, please ask. I expect at least 2 questions from this audience. 2 scenario questions don't came. Either you understood everything or you don't understood anything. I should not think of that you don't understood anything. If you ask a question, I will think, okay, something has gone. Please ask. Some doubt. Yeah, please. Can you give him mic?
सर जो प्रोडक्शन हो रहा
First
है
you introduce yourself because many people may not be knowing you.
सर माय नेम इज ललित नारायण मिश्रा एंड माय ब्रांच इज टेक्सटाइल टेक्नोलॉजी
Okay, Mishra ji, ask your question.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है जो कार्बन फाइबर का जो भी प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है सर उसे हम मशीन पर तो कर नहीं पा रहे क्योंकि वो कम्प्लीटली हैंडलूम है अभी क्योंकि सर मशीन के पार्ट्स डैमेज हो रहे हैं क्योंकि सर मैंने अभी इंटरेक्ट करा था किसी से जो वर्क कर रहा है इस पे तो फिर ये प्रॉब्लम है सर अगर हम आगे प्रोसेस में जाते हैं जैसे कार्बोनाइजेशन पे जाते हैं तो उसके प्रोडक्शन के लिए हम लूम्स कहाँ से लाएंगे ताकि हमारी कार्बन फाइबर की जो प्रोडक्शन है वो ज़्यादा हो सके
वो पूरी एंड टू एंड वैल्यू चेन है, नॉट ओनली लूम. उससे पहले कार्बोनाइजेशन ही अभी सक्सेस नहीं हुआ, लूम तो बाद में आएगी. अभी तो कार्बन फाइबर बनाने के लिए आपको पहले प्रिकर्सर बनाना था जो बन गया, विच इज परफेक्टली मेड एट बिट्रा. अगर आपको कभी टाइम मिले तो बिट्रा विजिट करके आना, दे विल शो यू द मशीन हाउ दे आर मेकिंग दैट प्रिकर्सर. I visited there, they have shown me the live demonstration of making the precursor of carbon fiber. अब वो कार्बोनाइजेशन करनी है. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अगर कार्बोनाइजेशन की मशीन यूएसए से लाएंगे वो उस पर लिख के देगा कि दिस मशीन कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड फॉर स्पेस एंड एविएशन एंड एटॉमिक एनर्जी. तो उस मशीन का डेवलपमेंट वी आर डूइंग इंडिजिनसली. वो हो जाता है तो हमने एक कार्बन फाइबर बना दिया. नेक्स्ट लेवल विल कम आउट ऑफ कार्बन फाइबर. अब हमने बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट बनानी है या कोई और चीज बनानी है, उसके लिए फिर एक लूम बनेगी. वो CMTI पैरेलली काम कर रहा है इसके ऊपर टू मेकिंग ए लूम विच इज सुटेबल फॉर कार्बन फाइबर. इट विल गो स्टेप बाय स्टेप. बट द थिंग इज फर्स्ट वी नीड टू हैव ए कार्बन फाइबर विच कैन बी यूज्ड बाय अस फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ यूज विदाउट एनी रिस्ट्रिक्शन. रिलायंस का एक कार्बन फाइबर का प्लांट आ रहा है, बट ही इज ब्रिंगिंग द टेक्नोलॉजी फ्रॉम USA. तो उस पर वो चेक रहेगा. वो कार्बन फाइबर हमारी ये 3 यूज जो एटॉमिक स्पेस और ये इसके अलावा सब जगह यूज हो पाएगा. बट इट विल नॉट बी एबल टू यूज दिस साइड. दिस विल बी अवर ओन विच वी आर मेकिंग. Any other? One more question we will take. Yeah.
महेश है जी, स्कूल सर. गवर्नमेंट जो फंडिंग करेगी स्टार्टअप के ऊपर वो इक्विपमेंट्स पे करेगी या टेस्टिंग जो हमने टेंसाइल टेस्टर है, टेरिक्सन टेस्टर उसके ऊपर करेगी?
Excellent question here. Because I was expecting people, why if somebody has a startup in mind, they should ask this question. This 45 lakh is for complete startup, manpower, machine, except land and building.
Okay.
Anything you are putting there is part of this 45 lakh.
So first we have to purchase land infrastructure.
You can rent out also, no problem.
Okay. After that?
After that you apply
Okay.
that I will have a land, no problem, I want to start up and I have 5 lakh rupees. You have to show 5 lakh rupees, everybody has, no big problem. Then you have to show that I have a 5 lakh rupees, you will show me a bank FD of 5 lakh rupees, which will ensure me that you will withdraw and use from there. And then you will write the project, what is coming to your mind, what you want to produce. Like people are saying, I will produce the sanitary napkin and diaper, one of the startup I am having.
Yes, sir.
So you will write all the things, how much will be the machine, manpower, salary. Then there will be some other expenses, some miscellaneous expenses. Maybe you will hire some engineers also producing, some workmen also you will be hiring, some consultant may also be there part of that. All this will be part of that, and total period will be given to 18 months. In 18 months you do the startup and we will be releasing the fund based on milestones. There will be 3 milestones defined by you. Sir, give me first 10%, when I will do that. Give me remaining 40%, I'll do that. The remaining 50 I will get after this. So as you progress, you will be showing us, okay sir, I have done land machinery and in first 10% I have hired the manpower. That is the first 10% generally. I have already hired the manpower, sir. So in that case, once you hire the manpower, you send us the bill, we see that, we confirm that, maybe sometime we visit also, depending upon how your equation goes. And after that, you will be released the second installment to purchase the machine so that you can put the machine. After putting the machines, now you will make some product. You want some raw material, you want some chemical, you want some consumable. Everything is covered in this. So once you do that with one machine, you are able to produce. Now question comes that you want to do it. You will get some profit out of that. You will start making some profit, but it may not be scale. You want a bigger scale. You can go for 2, 3, 4 machines. We don't have anything from us. The project is closed as soon as you have done the startup. You have taken the money. You have done your startup. Okay. We handhold for the bigger project also. There are other schemes of India, Government of India, where we take you. Okay, you have startup with one machine. Now you want to go to 10 machines or 20 machines based on the profitability and the market scenario. That will be held up by the another scheme. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more. Yeah. So we have time now. Hopefully I am not taking too much time.
Good morning everyone. My name is Naman. I am from Fashion and Apparel Engineering. Sir, my question is, government is providing 45 lakhs, as you said. But on what behalf they will provide? Like, I have an idea in my mind, तो वो idea के ऊपर ही वो थोड़ी दे देगी पैसे।
या आइडिया भी दे देंगे। तुम्हें कुछ नहीं करना, तुम्हें आइडिया पे ही मिलेगा।
सर ऐसे तो कोई भी स्कैम कर लेगा।
तो कर लो ना यार। एक बात बता ब्रदर, अगर हम ये चीज नहीं करेंगे तो कोई आगे कैसे आएगा, आगे बढ़ेगा कैसे? कैसे स्टार्ट होती कोई भी चीज? किसी आइडिया से स्टार्ट होती है। कोई रेसिपी कैसे स्टार्ट होती है? घर में किचन में कुछ आइडिया लगता है, देन वी स्टार्ट कुकिंग अकॉर्डिंगली, वी पुट दिस एंड गो ऑन रिफाइनिंग द प्रोसेस। तो आइडिया के ऊपर ही चलता है।
और लाइक आइडिया है सिर्फ, और कोई कंप्लीट रोड मैप नहीं है, मेरे पास कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, तो उसके लिए भी कोई हेल्प मिलेगी?
एक्सपीरियंस की कोई जरूरत नहीं। You are a graduate, that's enough for us. You have attained 21 years of age, that's enough for us. After that, what happens? Based on your caliber, based on your qualification you have already done, we connect you with an incubator. इंक्यूबेटर के पास आप जाके क्या करते हैं, जो आपका आइडिया है उसको मशीन में कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है, उसको प्रोसेस में वो हैंड होल्ड करता है, उसको इसका 5 लाख मिलता है। तो ही विल हैंड होल्ड यू। IIT दिल्ली इज ए इंक्यूबेटर और बहुत सारे इंक्यूबेटर सेंटर्स हैं। दैट वी कनेक्ट यू। आप वहां जाओ, उनकी लैब में प्रोड्यूस करो आप अपने आइडिया को क्या करोगे, आइडिया से कुछ बनाओगे, उनके पास मशीनें हैं, उसको टेस्ट करोगे, टेस्ट करो, वो आप हमें दिखाएंगे हमने ये बना दिया सर, ठीक है बनाओ। उसके बाद आप कहोगे सर अब मैं अपनी मशीन लेके आना चाह रहा हूँ, लाओ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, आप अपनी मशीन लेके आओ, उसके लिए फिर सेकंड इंस्टॉलमेंट मिलेगी।
थैंक यू सर।
फ्रॉम दिस साइड लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर। But this side is so close to me, maybe so far off from me, I don't know. Anybody, please, one question and we will conclude. आप उठ के ना फिर इधर आओ, यहाँ से क्वेश्चन पूछ करो। Anyhow, you can ask.
Good morning everyone. My name is Ahana Agrawal. तो सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, अगर हमने स्टार्टअप करा, हमें 45 लाख मिले और उसके बाद हमारा स्टार्टअप फेल हो गया, फिर अगर हम फिर से एक नया स्टार्टअप लाए तो उसके लिए भी हमें 45 लाख मिलेंगे?
अगर आपका स्टार्टअप फेल हो जाता, देयर शुड बी ए रीजन फॉर दैट। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 18 महीने का टाइम है, यू विल ट्राई, वी विल सी दैट यू हैव डन योर एफर्ट, और फेल हो गया। स्टार्टअप में फेल, कितने स्टार्टअप सक्सेसफुल होते हैं? 5%। फेल हो गया, कोई बात। You are coming with a new idea, okay, go with a new idea, no problem. But two startup at the same time will not happen. एक खत्म होगा तो दूसरा जाएगा।
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful talk, which gave us a glimpse of motivation, life skill for the students, and mantra for success, in addition to the holistic domain of textiles that you talked about. So, whatever you had discussed in the talk regarding low penetration and export growth, so it ensures that there is a humongous potential, and this is a promising avenue for the textile graduates. And with the able guidance and support of a super senior like you, we hope and we expect that many of our students would come up with startup ideas and would be applying for startups under NTTM. So, moving ahead, may I now request Professor B.K. Behra to felicitate Mr. Malhotra with memento and gift. So please. A big round of applause, please. Thank you, sir. I once again thank you on behalf of the entire institute and department for sparing time for us. So this brings us to the first technical session of the day. We have two very learned and veteran academicians and researchers among us in this session, Professor Dr. Alexander Ruskin and Professor Dr. Rajesh Mishra. May I now invite Professor Dr. Alexander Ruskin, who will be talking on advanced weaving technologies, inventions far beyond the usual scope.
Okay. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me to this presentation. Very happy to be here, and it's an honor to have the first technical lecture here. And my topic is advanced weaving technologies, inventions far beyond the usual scope, but the main message I try to give you is there is a time requirement of good ideas, market success of those ideas. And I will give you some examples of successful and not successful ideas. Every idea was good, but not every good idea is a success in the end. So let us start. What I want to do is talking about the inventions of shuttleless weft insertion, multi-phase weft insertion, where brilliant ideas, woven 3D shells is taken in because I'm pretty good experienced in these type of technology. A flying shuttle was a really good idea, which was abandoned much too early, a couple of years ago. And a V-loom is a very, very new idea. I'm pretty much excited about this idea. It's a few months when they came up and published. We'll try to give you some explanations and in the end, a conclusion of this. If you are interested in this presentation, you can download it on a platform called ResearchGate. If you copy this QR code, you will directly link to my folios in ResearchGate. So let us start with a short introduction because I'm the first one talking from Germany, Niederrhein University here for you. I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about our place. This is a university which has been founded in 1971. We have approximately 13,000 students at 2 positions, 244 professorships. There's a budget of 100 million euro. We have 3 locations. Okay, I always talk about 2 locations. One city is Kevin, the other one is Mönchengladbach, but it is the middle part, western borderline of Germany. Where are we located? Okay, and yeah, 10 faculties. Okay, I don't want to make introduction to all the faculties. The most beautiful one, of course, is textile and clothing. So, the textile and faculty is what we are. I'm a member of. We have 120 years of tradition. This is an old weaving school from 1850, and still our main building. We have education and research. We have many people there, 1,500 students. This is the main building, and 20% foreign students. I think it's more. We have so many people from all over the world: China, India, Bangladesh, South America, so many different nations, North Africa, Turkey, of course. 80 staff members, about 30 professors. Highly specialized in that. And we think we are the biggest higher education place in Europe. Okay, my colleague will talk a little bit about sustainability, technology, and so on. We made a woven network, and this presentation is, positioned in this woven network between efficiency and technology. I did not make this, but my colleagues thought this is the right position in this network, and you will see this folio from my colleagues again and again today, and they have positioned themselves a different position in this network. Okay, my last folio, and then we start with the topic, is the weaving laboratory. We have many weaving machines. Our students can directly make, for example, a CAD design and can weave it out directly in one of our 4 modern jacquard weaving machines. We have 20 Dobby-driven weaving machines as well, and there's a carbon fiber weaving machine which is getting a housing and a suction unit in to avoid any carbon fiber flying out of this area. You know, carbon is electrical conducting, and you get a shortcut before you count to 3. That's very dangerous for all other machines. So you need a protection of carbon fiber production machines. Okay, so I had to focus on good ideas as far as that ideas far beyond the usual scope. There are so many good ideas which came up during the last, I would say, 3 ITMA fairs. This is a period of 12 years. I can't take any of these ideas, so I'm sorry, I'll focus on some. So these are not discussed here. Jacquard without harness, a brilliant idea. Chain formation by servo drive is meanwhile taken into the ordinary production. A smart creel of 100 meter immersion is what I'm still waiting for. A very good connection of IT and feeding of warp materials. So there's so many things we can expect. And a little bit surprising or amazing part is, for more than 12,000 years we know the weaving, and there are still game-changing ideas coming up. It is, I don't know why, but it's always the same. Go to the next ITMA fair or watch what people had in mind and realize for the next ITMA fair. So that is a little bit boring probably from your point of view. The first part is shuttle-less weaving, but that has really been a revolution in the production of woven fabrics. The shuttle is too slow, is too heavy, you can get a high productivity with that. And what I want to point out here is, when are those inventions done? When did they file the patent? And when did they have a market success? Let us take a look to the projectile weaving, which has replaced in the first time the shuttle weaving machines. Projectile has been invented 1911. And there was a long period of development. Sulzer told us 20 years of closed door development of this machine. No market entry, 20 years development. Unbelievable money paid for these engineers and these guys. And the market success of that machine was overwhelming. 1970, 1980, 1990, that was the most sold shuttleless machine. And that company got famous and rich and unbelievable big with that. And in addition, they had a key part in that machine, this torque spring. Nobody could get the torque spring done. Only Sulzer could do that. So they had a monopoly. There's no other company able to make this machine until today, because the torque spring, only one knows how to make this torque spring. There's a special metal alloy to do that. This is what every manufacturer of something has in mind, to be alone in the market with that. Then other invention today, most probably used machine, is the Wapier machine, invented 1926. Look at that. And I would say approximately 1970, the market success started. It's long-lasting success until today. And airjet, look, many inventions have been done for airjet. The first was the airjet basic, then the relay nozzles, and the suction nozzle, then the profile reed. They invented one piece after the other, but these inventions have been done until 1930. And again, a long period of time is there. And 1990, I would say, this is the dawn of airjet machines. This is now the machine of the future. When I say weaving companies replacing machines, first what they look at is airjet machines. So, time between invention and market success for projectile, 60 years. For Wapier, 45 years. Airjet, 60 years. Now my question to you is, how long is a patent protecting your ideas? Are you aware of that? Do you know how long a patent is protecting your ideas? How many years? Give me a number.
Worldwide.
Worldwide the same. What do you mean? 20 years. Poor 20 years. If you file your patent, you only have 20 years. You can't count to 3 until this period is over. And in addition, you know what you have to pay if you make international applications. After 20 years, you have paid 400,000 euro, depending on the countries, depending if you keep the patent for all the time, because the fees are raising by time. Okay, so, costly. Time consuming and costly. They were successful, but long after the patent protection. Long after. Okay, now let's take a look to some ideas which have been not that successful, but still a revolution in weaving technology. That one is, I remember when I went to ITMA fairs, that one is introduced 2 times in the weaving world. The invention was done 1926, the same year when they invented the Wapier machine. The multi-phase wavy shed machine was invented. And yeah, to give you a better idea how that machine is working, I just want to show you a very short part of a movie, looking bird's view down to this wavy shed machine. Very tiny shuttles, one after the other, is entering a shed. You know what they do? They are making a weft insertion, 20 weft insertions at a time, simultaneously. Not one after the other, but many weft insertions at a time. That was, at that time when the machine was built, an increase of productivity, 4 times more productivity than any other machine, single phase weaving machine, only making one weft insertion like breaker and projector. That was an increase of 4 times. Tiny little shuttles, beat up with a reed, shed formation areas here. Okay, you've got a basic idea, and yeah, guess what happened? Nothing. They failed. They failed. Another idea was to get a multiple weft insertion, not alongside a weft thread, alongside a warp. And so, on the way from the beater, from the closer to the warp beam, they made one shed behind the other, not one shed next to the other, one shed behind the other. That is what we call drum-type weaving machine. Maybe some of you have heard about that. Again, an idea from Sulzer. That machine should replace, when they invented it, the very successful projectile machine, which is not any longer successful today, but they realized that we need a new big idea. And that was a big idea. And this drum-type weaving machine was using air-jet weft insertion, but 4 weft insertion at a time. What is the consequence? 4 times more productivity. Everyone thought this will revolution our weaving technology. This is a rotor, and on top of this rotor, they managed with tiny elements to create 4 shed openings, 4 weft insertions added. Now it's better to get an idea if in the simulations what the people did. In this rotor, we have tiny elements taking care of shed opening and of beat up. Wait a second, they are coming now into view. This is the weave rotor. Elements are reminding to warp knitting machines a little bit. This is the shed opening element, and this is a beat up element. And the whole thing is rotating very fast. This is, you can see, this is the weft insertion, weft insertion, weft insertion. Shedding, beating up, shedding, beating up. This is how they do it. Guess what happened? Failed. Machine failed. I was very sad about that. I talked to the people, why didn't you follow that technology? But in the end, nobody followed it anymore. There were 20 machines sold to France, there were 20 machines sold to Sweden, and in the south of Germany, one company took back all these machines, and in the end, they all failed. Yeah, another idea changing probably the application of fabrics is 3D shell weaving, and 3D shell weaving is not very new. That invention is the first one I found is from 1910. The only thing what the people did is they had probably Cree in the background, and here is a take-up beam, which is a shape, a three-dimensional shape. So that was the basic idea, and then other people came up with an idea in 1956. This is the US patent, and I still do not understand why that patent has been granted, because it's fan reed to distribute continuously warp ends from one position to another position, to adjust during weaving the spacing of warp ends. This is the fan reed, and that one, which is having a shape by taking up, so there's a higher length here and a lower, smaller length taken up there. That creates bulging up zones in the fabric, so that is exactly the same idea here. I don't understand the patent office who has yet a second patent about that. That's the same idea. And they, in the first place, wanted to make hats. That one is interesting. You need a jacquard machine for that, and the people used that for making rocket noses, 1960 something. Again, these are the invention years. They all were not so successful, but in the end, there was a suspicion about probably we needed more higher automatization of making something like that, and that was this process, shape weaving. Shape weaving was a full automatic weaving machine, combining all things, changing the take-up mechanism, making everything to be controlled by a computer, And that computer you can see here was calculating the length of every warp end and was forwarding this data to the machine and telling the machine this warp end has to be taken up with a little bit less length, and that warp end has to be taken up with a little bit more length. And when you do that in the middle part, you get again a bulging up zone, for example, that helmet. Just wanted to give you some more examples of that because I have very old movies about that. That was the first movie in, what was it, 1994. There was again a fan read, and here a separated tape-up mechanism is there. The computer is probably here controlling the whole machine. It's not looking very spectacular because you cannot see where the bulging zone is created. And there was, I remember, there was a disappointment of all these visitors, and they said, "Can I see the production of the woven shell?" Yeah, you can't. This is what you can see. The closer, can you see there's a little bit overproduction, a little bit too much fabric in the middle part. What this machine is handling, getting it out faster than the less productivity here. That is the only thing you could see at that machine. But on the other side of that machine, what you could see on the other side is the output. And there you could see the result of that, and the result of that is that one. Completely automated. You could make this in 2.5 minutes, those shells. You don't need to cut and tailor. You don't need to use molding or deep drawing, something like that. Yeah, it has been done for fiber reinforcement composites, I can tell you. Okay, precondition to something like that is feeding everything from the creel. The machine is here, this is the jacquard head, this is the creel, and that is, it's not possible technically, you know. You need the creel for something like that. So, yeah, applications. I saw there's a project of hydrogen vessels in Bombay, as far as I remember, and exactly that is what the state government of North Rhine-Westphalia asked a group of people to do. They said, can we get a natural gas tank vessel with a high inner pressure? Can you make this with composite materials? And that shape weaving was taken in the first place in this way to get that one covered, but the project was not very successful in this. And a much better idea was that one. That's 2-3 years ago we did it, but unfortunately it was not continued. It was a project with automotive industry. So there is a possibility to make one-piece body out of the reinforcement. This is carbon, yeah, a indoor panel, a helmet, some kind of a case, something like that. And in the end, it is possible to use something. It is not finite element calculation. It is a calculation where the base cell of an interlacing has been analyzed, and the elasticity, stiffness, E modulus is how we call that, has been calculated here with formulas, and then you can exactly predict what is the result in a composite material if you take the reinforcement this way, if you have more dense fibers, if you have fibers with different angles, and so on. Yeah, variation of that is a close, a seamless woven close. You know what the condition for that is? Going back to a shuttle machine. A shuttle machine is a slow machine, but if you want to get automatization, even for carbon fiber, my recommendation is make shuttle machines fit weaving carbon fibers. Even for carbon fibers, you can make shapes with it. And a completely panned, you only have to make a little bit sewing here and there, but the basic shape of a pant can be woven on a double shuttle loop that has been done here. And the idea was you go into a measuring cabin, measuring box, your data processed to the machine, and the machine is spitting out after 20 minutes your personal shaped trouser. That was the basic idea. Okay, you don't have to ask me. I tell you that has never come to a market, but it was a fine idea. And the other variation of this technology is an airbag which has been integrated into a belt, safety belt. your airbag is coming up to you in front of you. There's a large impact between the body and the airbag. But if it blows away from you, that is a longer time of de-accelerating of the human body in case of an accident, and it is there's no impact between your body and the airbag. But how to do something like that with an integrated structure without seams? Seam is the weak part in that, and that was a folded structure, inside folded, woven in a weaving machine this way. Here you can see it. This is continuously, there's no cut, no seam. And again, a shuttle loom is taking from that. So, yeah, combination of shaping elements and shuttle looms can make sense. All right, the next idea I'd like to talk about is what they call flying shuttle. Flying shuttle is an irritating terminology because it's not a shuttle. It is a rapier head which they fly from one position to the other. And there was a sensation on the ITMA fair in Barcelona in 2015. By the way, I learned much about promotion. In ITMA fairs, you start your machine every hour for 20 minutes. And everyone does, starting the machine 20 minutes and stops. These people had only 2 times starting their machines. The flying shuttle was presented at 11 o'clock and at 5 o'clock in the evening. And we had a crowd of 500 people standing around this machine. There was a huge interest of that. So they kept a time very, very close to present, and everyone was looking for that. What are they doing? Flying shuttle was a brilliant idea, but it's not continued. I just want to give you a movie of how it worked, but there's a very, very short period of time where you can see what they really do, because everything is a little bit too fast. Yeah, ITEMA is the consortium of Italian weaving manufacturers. Not to confuse with ITMA. ITMA is the big fair, worldwide fair of machines. This is the west insertion area, so that is what they do here, this west insertion, and there will be a slow motion in a few seconds. And then you can see that they are this. Look at that. There's a kind of a rapier pushing head, which I call the rapier head, from one side to the other side of the machine. Yeah. Last ITMA fair, I went to ITEMA and asked them, what is your flying shuttle doing? And they said, we stopped the development. We stopped it. And I had a conversation, I remember I had a conversation with the CEO of Sulzer a couple of years ago, when they developed this M8300 multi-weft insertion drum type machine. And he told me we spent 30 million euros for development of that machine. So probably now they said, okay, we stopped before. What I learned in my professional time is that you can have really good ideas, but you need to have the right time for good ideas. Sometimes you hit exactly the right time and you get successful. Sometimes you are much too late, or sometimes you are much too early. And here is now another invention which I think is a game changer in weaving. This is a new shed formation. Have you realized that we talked about weft insertion until now? Nearly all people think about weft insertion when they try to improve the weaving process. Now here is someone who thought about shed formation. Nobody thought about shed formation until now. The reason is that this inventor, she is running a farm in the northern part of Germany, and she thought, how can I get the wool of my sheep into a woven structure without making a yarn? You know the story of Edmund Cartwright, the inventor of the weaving machine? Was he a textile expert? No, he was a pastor, a man of the church. He listened to others who said, the spinning machine of John Hargreaves is a good idea, but spinning, the simple spinning process, that can be a mechanical process, but weaving weaving is so unbelievable, complicated, you will never be able to make a machine out of weaving. What did Edmund Cartwright do? Pasteur went home, engineering thinking, said, okay, we have shed opening, weft insertion, bead up. And I make a mechanical connection of these three main functions. That was his invention. Sometimes you need people from outside. This is what I mean. These experts at his time denied it will not be possible to make a machine. And here, the inventor of this bee loom, she is an expert of promotion videos. Okay. What is the difference in this V-loom to others? It is turning the shed, which is horizontally, creating a tunnel, turning it up so you get a vertical shed, and every second, in the first invention, every second shed is completely open there. Vertical shed weaving, open, and that means you can put in as a weft whatever you want. Whatever. A hard body, a soft body, a foam, those fiber mats from sheets, whatever you like. And that is, from my point of view, something which will create a completely new type of woven material. I don't know if you can call it fabric, but it will be woven in between warp ends and connected to weft insertion. Every second weft is a weft insertion. So this is the open V-shed. You can put everything you want, and then after that there are two needles crossing each other, and then you get a counter shed and you get a weft insertion with an ordinary shed. This is how it looks like in one of the manual driven weaving machines. This is the open V-shed, so a mat of fibers is thrown in. You can have a transportation belt to throw it in, whatever you like. And then there's the counter shed formation to fix that one, and there's one ordinary thread. Then we have the tunnel again. Yeah, open shed means you can have put something in, a liquid or finishing, whatever you want. New possibilities during the weaving process. And today we can have automatization of all these things. Yeah. I hurry up a little bit. There is another, I skipped one of these movies. My last movie is this one. In a variation, they make two fabrics, one side, other side, and in the middle, this is an insulation part, another ideal construction, woven fabric for construction. This is a fabric on one side, fabric on the other side. You can close those fabric sides, you can connect them, you can keep them open. So a lot of variations. You can see the inventor is a promotion video expert. Yeah. Any shaped hard body can be woven. It can be the core of the woven material now. The most interesting part is sustainability. So we want to have natural fibers. There's a lot of natural fibers parts. We don't have to use the natural fiber in form of yarn. Maybe some stuff of natural materials cannot be done to a fabric. So two application ideas which are just in a project phase to be developed as a product is a green facade with semen, with earth, with a woven structure which is growing, which can be apart from a wall, so roots are not destroying the concrete and can be removed, can grow there, and the other part, if you turn this banana degree, you can cover a roof, you have a green roof covering of that. Okay, I want to come to a conclusion, and I make it very short. You saw the time gaps between inventions and market success. My first message to you is sometimes it takes really much time. And unfortunately, there's not enough venture capital for long-term development. I was a little bit sad when I heard that ITEMA stopped this flying shuttle after 4 years development. So that is, this is much too less time for something like that. So that is a very pessimistic outview, that we need more long-term venture capital. It was not easy for you, but on the other hand, I have a personal message to you, because I made an invention in a own company, and I tried to realize, I could say, my dream of this shape wheelie. That was my invention, and I failed. And it was a difficult time when I failed. When you have a good idea, my message is, try it, give your idea a chance. If you are successful, fine. If you fail, you go through difficult times, but I guarantee and I promise to you, you will never regret to give your idea a chance. And in the end, when you are old, it is important to say, I have given my dream a chance. It's not that important if you are successful or not. You can see I'm still here, I'm still living, I survived that misfortune with my company. So, give your idea a chance, realize your dream. If you think I have a good idea, I can change the world, do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the innovative and thought-provoking talk. May I now request the second speaker for this session, Professor Dr. Rajesh Kumar Mishra, to continue with his deliberations. Dr. Mishra will be talking on polymer composites for automotive applications, a sustainable approach.
So, good morning, and it's a pleasure always to be here because I am well known to you, you are also known to me. Thanks to Professor Behra and the organizers for inviting me so frequently, and I love being at this place. So, I hope it's okay. So, as discussed by Professor Viscan, there are many innovations and many ways to produce fabric at excellent rates. We are passing through always very critical times, and we need to work in a way to survive this world and future generations, which is not simple. At the same time, it's part and parcel of our life, and the more seriously we work on this aspect, it's self-satisfaction and it's a better life for future generations. In this regard, what is much talked about is sustainability. Sustainability of sustainability of our lifestyle, sustainability of our earth, and we try to understand what exactly it is, and we try to achieve this objective. One example of how we do it is trying to use energy efficient, environmentally friendly materials in our day-to-day life. As we have understood by now, composite materials are lightweight, high performance, they have the potential to replace many existing materials which are non-renewable, at the same time probably too much polluting to our environment. And we create composites from polymers. Polymers, as we heard here, polymers we sometimes think, okay, they are non-degradable, but textile engineering teaches us that polymers are also natural. I mean, we ourselves are polymeric substances. Therefore, we can try to use bio-based materials, materials derived from natural origin, and make composites out of that. And therefore, we uh, are close to nature. We have a chance to degrade it in the course of time. Therefore, I call it a sustainable approach when we try to use bio-based materials. Bio-based materials for making composites. We have abundance of bio-based materials, and the application area that we have chosen today is automotive. Automotive or transportation in general, with growth in our lifestyle and industrial society, we need to travel across the world. We need to travel our goods. Example, textile, fiber produced in some part of the world. Now it is being spun and woven in another part of the world, stitched into garments and transported back across the world to the same place. And therefore, we need transportation, means of transportation. And transportation is essential to the current world. We just can't do away with transportation. But the mode of transportation, whether it is air, ship, or road transport, needs a lot of energy, and energy needs fuel, and we know petroleum-based fuels as of today. The drive at current time in the Western world is to stop using petroleum-based fuel. So maybe to find alternative sources of energy like hydrogen or electricity. But question remains, if we try to use electricity for everything, including transportation, will we have enough electricity to survive? Then we need to look into the source of electricity. That is a big task, but for now, we focus on how to make our transportation system energy efficient, especially if we switch from petroleum to another mode of energy. Even if it's electricity or whatever, transportation means moving some object from one place to another. And we need energy, and it is dependent on the mass of the body which is being transported. And the mode of transport, if it is lighter in weight, while it is robust and strong enough, is definitely a way to achieve this objective. Therefore, using composite materials in the transportation sector, in building automotives, in building aircrafts, building ships, is definitely helpful to achieve sustainability. Just to give you a very simple understanding of what in our terms is sustainability for the automotive or any kind of industrial practice, is to be very careful about how much we are going to harm our environment. Definitely, any industrial process is creating problems for the environment. What we are trying to achieve is economic growth, to have profit, to have services for everyone. But to achieve this, we knowingly, unknowingly do a lot of harm to our environment. So we need to reduce, at least if we cannot make the environmental pollution zero, we need to minimize, reduce this. At the same time, we need to conserve energy, and we need to look into alternative sources of energy. We already discussed, and all this process needs to be economic. And it's not that simple for me to explain what exactly is economic. It is not just money, how much we earn or how much profit is made, but we have many speakers today who will deal with this thing. Therefore, as I started my discussion, we try to use bio-based materials, and not necessarily all these materials have to be high quality built-in fiber, because as textile professionals for many years now, we already understood fiber is very expensive material, and even if it is from nature, it is limited in its quantity, and we have many other applications where fibers are required. Therefore, one of our objectives is to use waste fiber. Waste fiber means waste from industry. We have a lot of carding waste, we have a lot of copper waste as short fibers, hard waste from the weaving industry, or consumer waste. After we have a clothing or anything which has passed through its lifetime, we discard it. And in Europe, we have a big problem in discarding textile waste. What to do with this waste? To use it as landfill, or to burn it, or to recycle it? Recycling of textiles is not that simple, especially when they are in a blended state. We know, or most of the textiles are blends. They are blends of natural fiber with synthetic, and it's not that simple to separate cotton from polyester while not using very toxic and hazardous chemicals or not ruining one component. We are trying to develop some mechanical techniques where we can at least separate or recover the majority of the fibers and try to use it for further value addition. So recycling, reusing, and at least reducing hazardous chemicals are some of the steps towards this sustainability that we are trying to achieve. In this regard, we know there is a term called green composite. Green composite means which is derived from bio-based, nature-based materials because nature is green. Therefore, everything that has some connection to natural origin is green composite. It can be 100% green. A composite is a combination of reinforcement and the matrix. Reinforcement is fiber. If it is fiber from nature, it's green fiber. If it is resin with some biodegradability or natural composition, it's also green. Whether it is 100% foolproof green or not, it's a matter of debate. Anyway, so some of our research activities in recent time was about composites using recycled fibers from consumer waste. It's not that simple, but we can try to recover fibers from cotton textiles and making some monoven fabrics, and then use them for making composite plates and multi-layered composites suitable for lightweight construction. And these lightweight components of composite can be used for automotive interior or some lightweight parts. It's necessary to evaluate the properties of fibers under some failure mode because these fibers are recycled. They are not having the best qualities in terms of their performance mechanically. Therefore, they can be little weaker, but if we are using good quality resin and good method of making composite, probably they can have sufficiently good mechanical performance. There are other natural fibers like the coir fiber. Coconut or coir fiber is a highly porous fiber. As you see in this picture, in the microscopic picture, it's composed from very uniform and larger dimension of pores, and these pores are typically helpful for insulation of heat. We know heat insulation is in case of wool fiber is because of the air pockets in the scale, in the outer scales. Heat insulation or thermal insulation of non-wovens or felts is because of the high level of porosity. I think in the past we discussed how much is porosity. We understand porosity. Porosity means the volume of air in a textile structure. Textile structure, for example, yarn has porosity approximately 30%. Means only 70% of the volume approximately is composed from fibers, 30% is from air. And when we make it a fabric by weaving or knitting, it can have higher percentage of air pore. Air pore in between yarns, in between fibers, and in non-wovens it is still higher. And these pores could be very bigger, macropores, micropores, and sometimes we introduce nano-sized pores inside the fibers, or using some kind of filler material or gel type material. And these nano and micro sized pores are very efficient to provide you insulation from heat or cold. And at the same time, they are also very good for sound absorption. And we can use such fibers for acoustic and thermal insulation purposes. And when we use such fibers to make composites, also they exhibit substantial acoustic performance. And acoustic in automotive or transportation is also very critical. We need to observe internally or externally produced sound. One of the ways to make bio-based composites, lightweight composites, to be useful in automotive is to use natural fiber-based reinforcement as a fabric, or in addition to use some filler materials from natural resources, and these fillers can be micro or sized or nano sized. In that range, they are too small to provide you very high specific surface area for bonding with the resin, at the same time improving the interface between the fibrous phases and the resin or the matrix, and thus the mechanical performance or the strength and durability of the composite is enhanced. And these fillers can be in a very small percentage by volume or by weight, as low as 1 or 2%. So these are some components in a car. You can see this door panel made from natural fibers like jute, sisal, hemp, etc. And they are practical examples of components in the automotive industry. Some companies like the Skoda, Benz, they use such lightweight composites from natural fibers already. Therefore, it's not something as an idea, but it's already in existence and commercialized. There are several components in an automotive interior, especially not in the exterior parts, which are already being made from natural fiber based components. In this regard, one of the approaches is to create hybrid reinforcement, and hybrid materials can combine natural origin fibers or yarn with man-made fibers or yarns. One of our previous research was to combine basalt yarn or basalt fiber. Basalt, if you know about it, it's also a natural origin fiber, not from plants, not from animals, but from rocks. Basalt is derived out of rocks, volcanoid rocks. Where there is a volcanoid eruption, this lava, which is solidified around the volcano, is actually very rich in metal oxides. So you can melt these rocks at a temperature say 1000, 1200 degrees centigrade and have molten metal oxides which can be spun into fiber through melt spinning. So this type of fiber is highly resistant to heat. They can survive temperatures as high as 1000, 1200 degrees centigrade. Therefore, they are highly helpful for fire resistant or components to survive fire or some explosion. But at the same time, if you create a hybrid fabric from such yarns combined with natural fiber, maybe they will not have that excellent fire resistance, but you ensure that the cost is reduced and you have some other component which has compatibility to bio resins. We use it for some applications in lightweight components. Now, European Union in specific and the world, like also here in India, we are moving towards e-vehicles, electric vehicles or vehicles with hydrogen or hybrid fuel element. So it's very crucial to reduce the overall weight of the car or the vehicle or the train or the aircraft. And how to achieve it is to replace as much as possible by lightweight composite material. Some of the car makers like the BMW have already developed the baggage compartment or the back side using carbon or glass based composites here. In this aspect, some of our recent research also is focused on evaluating or predicting the performance of some baggage compartment made from carbon based composite. Carbon is expensive. It's also not that friendly to our environment if we talk about degradability, but it is sustainable to with respect to energy efficiency. We may not be able to fulfill and solve the whole cycle of sustainability, but step by step. So we also predicted its mechanical performance in terms of interlaminar shear strength or shear stress, which is measured by small scale bending, 3-point bending evaluation, and where these results were compared to that of simulation and experimentally, and it was relatively successful. When there is motion, there is vibration, there is noise, there is a lot of different types of stresses coming into picture. Therefore, it's essential to produce multi-layered structures with good damping of vibration. And the sandwich composites with a hollow space in between two layers is definitely lighter weight in weight, while they are bulky. They have ability to absorb vibration, absorb some compressional stress, and they can absorb also sound to some extent. What we try to create is spacers, three-dimensional spacers, which are relatively thicker in space between the top and bottom layer. And as you can see in this picture, they are composed also from natural fiber yarns, partly by jute. And this is a hybrid spacer combining jute yarn with glass, and the resin is polyester. So to some extent it is bio-based. It's lighter in weight compared to counterparts from polypropylene glass, 100% glass for that matter. And we also included some fillers from agro waste, like you see here, some waste or biomass waste from coffee husk, corn husk, or waste from palm fiber. Palm is like coconut, also it has a lot of fiber around the fruit after the oil is extracted. And we were able to create the hybrid composite from many bio-based components. This is done by simple weaving with distance between the two layers, and we produced several samples. We evaluated their acoustic performance by impedance tube, also the insulation, and they were quite promising. Such spacers actually have a tendency to absorb any kind of impact in the thickness direction, because these spacer elements, the connectors between the top and the bottom layer, act as springs. And they are widely used in sports shoes, in car seats, and also sorts of upholstery. But now we are making composites and trying to use these into automotives. They reduce the weight, they have good compressional resilience and recovery. They are sometimes very useful, and if they are made from natural resources, definitely end of life they can be degradable to some extent. So we evaluate cyclic compression, and we found relatively good performance even after 1000 cycles. There are a lot of research going on by using different profiles of profiled composites in different frames and beams in automotive doors and other elements, and experimentally verifying if such different cross sections will survive under different loading conditions. There is a lot of traffic on the road, and whatever you drive, you need to always be very careful about the others around you. And sometime or other, we come across small scale, large scale accidents. Even if we do not want it, even if you are driving well, somebody else is not driving well, and you may face an accident. Therefore, it's always essential in terms of standards that we have our vehicle good enough to protect us while we are occupying inside. There is a study which is partly theoretical and based on computation to predict if your vehicle will survive some accidental situation when there is an impact, the head-on impact, end-on impact, sideways impact. And if the car as a whole is made from lightweight substances like composites, especially in the front or on the doors, on the sides, and at what level of impact during an accident, you will be actually protected if you are in the driver's seat or you are sitting on the back. You know, the doors and windows have glass panels, and the VIP cars where some very important people are sitting, they try to use the bulletproof glass panels so that they are protected against any firing of bullet or blast for that matter. If there is a blast explosion, there are fragments of glass and small nails and metal fragments which move with very high momentum and velocity, kinetic energy, and they can kill everything, destroy everything. Therefore, these vehicles need to have bulletproof glass panels. Have you ever wondered what are these bulletproof glass panels made from? They are also glass fiber based lino fabric. Lino is a kind of fabric, very strong because of the interlacement pattern, and this fabric impregnated with molten glass, and it's a glass fabric reinforcement, glass resin, therefore it is a glass in glass composite, transparent, relatively thick, but it can protect you from impact of a bullet. And there are theoretical studies where you can evaluate the dispersion, dissipation of the impact energy along the surface, and theoretical studies have been validated with experiments. Now, when we talk about degradability of any material and automotive or a car, when it is at the end of life, it generates multi-material waste. Some textile, some fiber, some metal, some polymer. Now, all of them cannot have the same system for recycling or for degradation. Therefore, sometimes we end up mechanical processing, sometimes thermal treatment, sometimes it could be some thermomechanical or chemical methods. There is a lot of theoretical study. Before we actually practically make samples and evaluate, it's necessary to apply mathematical and theoretical models and to predict them. These materials, when made with definite type of raw materials, these composites and multi-material composition. Therefore, you need to understand fiber, you need to understand the resin, and in that composition, if it will be able to survive certain level of stress. And there is finite element analysis of cushion beads as a combined structure, or the strings or some panels. Finite element analysis using ANSYS and similar software is very commonly used in many engineering applications. And it's necessary to have reliability analysis of such composites because they are new relatively in the overall automotive, and how can be the pattern of deformation. And after this theoretical study, we are now in the process of evaluating the real sample tubes under such loading conditions. It is for the door frame of a car. This project is also being partly sponsored by the Skoda company in Czech Republic. There are many small components which need not be made from an woven fabric, but they can be made from short fiber fragments. And with the upcoming additive manufacturing or 3D printing technology, we are able to create such components from polymers and polymers reinforced with particles or fragmented fibers. And we can also control the process by computational models. Fluid dynamics. One of such 3D printed objects in a car is the brake padding, and we have predicted its property. This was done by a special CAD design during the 3D printing process, and after the printed objects were created, they were evaluated mechanically. Therefore, using small fragments of waste fiber in a polymer, you can make any component in automotive. Question is how economic at present they are, but it always takes time to move from a concept to laboratory to commercialization. It's also possible to repair or 3D print some spacers. We not only can weave spacers, we can knit spacers, and we can 3D print spacers. So 3D printed spacers would be replacement to other spacers that we are dealing with these days. We are very much interested in spacers because they are light and they have multifunctional benefits over other structural components. Therefore, these are some areas where you can produce lightweight composite structures and use them into automotive. Today I selected automotive as an application, but it can be aerospace, it can be construction, it can be any other field of application. So thank you very much, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very interesting talk. So may I now request all the delegates and our respected director, sir, for a cup of tea in the tennis court. All the participants are also requested to join for tea. And there is one more request to be made. Please come back within 15 minutes as we are already running short of time and the schedule is really packed. By 10 minutes, you try to hurry up and have your tea. Thank you. Yes, many people have this also. They encourage me that I should be wearing this time.
It's not, yeah, that's people